Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, little WWE Elimination Chamber review. Yeah, I mean, it was an okay show. If you watch the preview, yeah, I kind of nailed it all for the most part, except for the men's chamber, and I have a thought on the end, what's going to happen with that. We'll find at the end. Other than that, it was basically what I thought. I thought there was supposed to have been 3 cases open. I guess, whatever. They only opened 1. Okay, and it was, Danhausen. Ooh, yeah. Okay, cool. It's a cool character. Don't get me wrong. It's a comedy character, kind of like R-Truth has become. I've seen him in different places. He's fun, but it's like, you don't, to me, that big of the box open on this date. That's not a Danhausen type of skit. I mean, if anything, you bring him in and you have maybe R-Truth walk up to him and go, Sting, you're out of retirement. And then the camera panel him going, and Danhausen holding the teeth up going, not Sting. Something like that. But yeah, for the whole box and the dramatic stuff, I was like, yeah, it was okay. Alright, so I'm going to run down this card again. Basically what I thought was going to happen based on my preview. First match, we had the Women's Elimination Chamber #1 contender. The winner goes on to face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. I had said in the preview, I thought either Tiffany Stratton or Rhea would win. One of those two. I didn't think anyone else really had a shot. It comes out, we had Kiana James and Tiffany Stratton start. Asuka was the first out of the pod, then Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and then Raquel Rodriguez. Kiana James attacked Asuka as soon as Asuka came out of the pod. Kiana and Tiffany were fighting on the side of the pod. Tiffany ended up in the trio woe. Asuka did the hip check, and then Bliss did the drop kick to the gut. Kiana did a slingshot to Bliss into the pod. Again, using the sides a little bit and the pods a little bit. Bliss off the top of the pod. Asuka ended up spraying the mist into Alexa's face. Kiana James ended up pinning Alexa Bliss. Raquel Rodriguez ended up pinning Asuka and Kiana James, stacked them on top of one another. Raquel slammed Rhea into the side of the chamber. Raquel did a running power slam into the pod with Kiana James. Raquel ended up hanging Rhea on the chamber by her feet. Yeah, that was kind of a weird spot where it was like they were both trying to climb up and Rhea being caught, and then she kind of had her foot there. Stratton ended up doing a moonsault off the top of the pod. Stratus pinned Raquel. Came down to Tiffany Stratus, Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley ended up getting the victory. So we get Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. My opinion is right now Rhea should win that, but I think they're going to have Jade win it. So yeah, we'll discuss that more as we get closer to Mania and start doing all the Mania whatnots. Plan is a lot of best of the Mania stuff, going through all the Manias and whatnot. So I got a whole lot planned for that. So hopefully I can get it from the planning stage to the execution stage to the video stage. All right, next up we had WWE Women's Intercontinental title line. We had champion Becky Lynch taking on AJ Lee. AJ Lee, who lives in Chicago because she's married to CM Punk, who's from Chicago. Yeah. Wonder how this match was. Oh, that first match, I ended up giving it a 3.5 star on the chamber. So, Becky ended up removing the turnbuckle pad. Nobody saw it. Becky shoves AJ into the corner later on. Or shoves her into Jessica Carr, the referee, into the corner. Becky went to do her spin kick, ended up kicking Jessica Carr instead. AJ ducked. So the referee's knocked out. AJ did the Black Widow. Becky tapped out twice. Obviously the referee didn't see it. It didn't count. Becky attacked AJ on the outside. They fight around the back. AJ fights on the outside. Becky ended up DDTing AJ on a chair. AJ moves Becky or shoves Becky into the exposed turnbuckle. Oh my God, the one Becky exposed that the referee was trying to put back on when she got hit and knocked out. And then AJ Lee ends up pinning Becky Lynch over that move. And now supposedly there's a petition online about getting Jessica Carr fired because of her incompetence as a referee. Oh, Jesus Christ. It almost sounds like it's going to come down. There's going to be a Mania match with Becky and Jessica Carr. So I'm wondering if she's actually training to be a wrestler, and that's why they did this angle with Becky. And Becky will eliminate, will fucking just annihilate her at Mania. That's all I can think, because there's been an ongoing storyline with Jessica Carr having referee issues in Becky Lynch's match. But like I said in the preview, AJ Lee winning that, I ended up giving it. I give it 3 1/4. It wasn't a horrible match. 15 minutes and 30 seconds. Next up, we had the WWE World Heavyweight Title line champion CM Punk taking on Finn Balor. We need Demon Balor back. We need the Balor back that would come out as the Demon there in NXT, and then when he's in any other show, it's just normal Finn Balor. I like the two sides of Balor like that, but Balor goes after Punk's midsection, knees and everything. Punk ended up he does the stomp on the midsection, setting up for the coup de grace. The announcers kept saying Punk ended up bleeding from the mouth. It's like I don't know, he bit his tongue. What the hell he did? Punk does the elbow off the top rope, but because of his midsection, it was hurting so bad because of all the kicks and everything. He couldn't. When he landed off the elbow, he rolled over in pain. He couldn't go for the pin. Punk did a suicide dive Balor onto the announce table. Balor tries to go for the coup de grace, and Punk moves. Punk hits a GTS as Balor rolls out of the ring. So it's like you kind of were playing it up where I want to get up on you a little bit. I'm going to get up on you here, get up on you here. But at the end of the day, Punk ended up getting the victory. It lasted 20 minutes and 21 seconds. Not bad for a world title match at a pay-per-view or premium live event. I ended up giving it 3 3/4 star. Wasn't one of my favorite Punk matches, but personally I've been down on Punk since the return. I'm trying to push that aside and just watch Punk for Punk being Punk. I just think some things that happened in AEW with Punk was a lot of Punk bringing on himself, but it was also kind of a combination of stuff. And so I've always kind of looked down on Punk since his return. I'm trying to put that aside and just watch Punk for being WWE, because that's one thing that I've talked about in all of these videos. When I'm watching wrestling, either be GCW, WWE, NXT, AEW, Action Wrestling, whatever the company is, I'm looking at that company, not thinking about what other company's doing. And sometimes when I've looked at Punk, it's like I'm kind of bitter because the way he acted in AEW. So it's like I gotta WWE. So, but yeah, it was a good match. I mean, 3 3/4, Punk winning, which was the right move. Punk, Roman at Mania, that is definitely the right move. And then we had the whole box. The box opened, there's a coffin in it. I love how the coffin opens, and then you can just see the people running through the curtain because the box is against the curtain, and you can see the light as they come through the curtain. Next time, turn the fucking light off back there. Because you can literally tell they're walking through the door. It's like, that was just so fucking obvious. If the idea was they're all in the box, that was the idea, you fucking make it dark behind there. That way, when they just come out, you're like, oh shit, somebody's there. And like 4 or 5 women walked out with the face paint and everything, so you kind of knew who it was. Danhausen comes out. They actually called him Danhausen. He takes his jar of teeth down to Adam Cole, hands it to him, and Cole makes a joke about, is this real teeth? What are these? And then Danhausen leaves. Yeah, I definitely want fucking R-Truth to walk up to him and go, oh my God, Sting, you're out of retirement. Danhausen, not Sting. That kind of sounds like Danhausen. And Stinghausen, and just fucking have R-Truth call him Stinghausen all the fucking time. That would be just comical gold right there. Anyway, again, so far, nailed it all. I would say on the women's chamber match, I said Rhea or Tiffany, or, I kind of circled them both as well. So I was like, I knew one of those two, and it came down to those two. Knew AJ Lee was the one, and I knew Punk was retaining. There was no fucking way in hell she wasn't. I knew it was Danhausen. I said some other options if they had all three they were supposed to have, which I thought was weird. What did I say on the other two? Okay, I said swipe right on Could be Danhausen if there was all three of them. Danhausen, Evil, and David Finlay. But they only did one, which was Danhausen. We all kind of knew that it was coming. No one thought it wasn't going to happen that way. Now I will say that none of these matches will make the best of Chamber video next year. No, they won't. Yeah, this men's chamber was rough. Javon Evans, Cody Rhodes started it. Trick Williams was the first out. Then Logan Paul, LA Knight, and then the Viper, Randy Orton. Trick and Cody and Trayvon ended up attacking Logan Paul when he came out. It was like a 3-on-1. They drove Logan through the pod. I mean, literally through the pod. I love how they destroy the pods. And no one fucking bleeds, right? Nothing of the shit breaks and bleeds, right? Logan climbed the top of the pod, to the top of one of the pods. LA Knight was on the pod with him. LA Knight and Evans Javon Evans ended up climbing up there. They throw Logan Paul off of it into Rhodes and Trick. Knight hit the BFT on Evans on the pod. Evans gets thrown off the pod by Trick. Logan Paul ends up eliminating Javon Evans, which you kind of knew he was going to be the first one out. I was fully expecting somebody to take out Javon Evans and get in the Elimination Chamber like Edge did several years ago. For the ones you don't know, they had 2 world title chambers. Can't remember what year it was. Edge actually lost the first chamber and lost the title. Got pinned like pretty early. The main event chamber, Edge ended up coming in and attacking Kofi Kingston, ran in the cage, slammed the door. And so he was in the chamber, and so he was in the chamber, ended up winning. So he lost the world title, won the WWE title, whatever it was that year. You always kind of, when they look at these names, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, LA Knight, Logan Paul, Trick Williams. Okay, the odd man out is Javon Evans to me. You got Trick in LA you're trying to build up. Logan's already a superstar. Cody and Randy are who they are. Javon Evans isn't fit. He'd be the perfect one for somebody to take out. So he's the first one eliminated. LA Knight goes again on the top rope and tripped. I mean, it looked just fucking bad as hell. It's like, oh shit. You know, mistakes happen, I get it. But it's like, oh damn, oops. Logan hits a low blow on Knight. Logan ends up pinning LA Knight. Logan ends up eliminating Trick Williams. So Logan Paul is just like eliminating everyone. Mask guy comes out, climbs the cage. Security comes out and drags him out. Well, they had the door open to get Trick Williams out. So as the security's pulling this guy off the side of the chamber, they unmask him. It's fucking nobody. It's like I don't know who fucking even it was. It was like fucking nobody. It's like a fan. And then we're like, okay, what the fuck? The door's still open though. They're getting Trick out. The other mask guy comes out, gets in the chamber, ends up Cody ends up eliminating Logan Paul, and then you have he ends up curb stomping Logan Paul. The mystery guy does. Cody eliminates him. When the mystery guy leaves, he pulls the mask off. It's Seth Rollins. We kind of knew that's who it was going to be. So you got Seth versus Division kind of deal. Then McIntyre comes out, goes to hit Randy, ends up fucking attacking fucking he hits Cody with the belt. Then he attacks. Try to read my own fucking handwriting here, goddammit. And then Cody hits the crossroads on Drew. Randy ends up RKOing Cody. Randy gets the pin. So it was just a clusterfuck of shit at the very end with the cage door open. Why did the fucking refs leave the cage door open? I wonder why. You know, for a fucking ending like this. This is the fucking dumbest ending ever they could have done here. Having fucking Cody get involved, or have Drew get involved. Now you have Randy winning the title. It's Randy versus Drew for the title at Mania. Apparently Cody's got a title shot on SmackDown this week. I haven't watched Raw, but I saw some highlights, saw some stuff online. What I think happens with that is, I think Randy gets involved. I think the main event for night one for the WWE title is going to be Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes. I think because Drew getting involved, I think Adam Pearce is going to, or Nick Aldis is going to be like, I'm just tired of this shit. It's going to be the three of you. So that's probably what's going to happen. Night 1 main event will be the three of those, Randy, Drew, Cody. Night 2 main event will be Roman and CM Punk. And then we get Rhea Ripley versus Jade. And then we get Stephanie Fakir versus Liv Morgan. This undercard of Mania is not looking hot, I don't think. But for the most part, again, overall is okay. I give that match 3-star. I was literally a 3 fucking star Elimination Chamber #1 contender match with fucking big names in it. So yeah, that's how bad this fucking show was to me. I like how I don't watch these post shows. I mean, I probably should, but I don't. I love how some of these post shows you get the crowd chanting about booking being shit and AW and fucking this and that and the other, and Trip get tired of the crowd taking over those post shows. So he does his interview in Gorilla. I mean, fuck, dude, really? You gotta fucking run the Gorilla for these? Okay. Anyway, overall, not horrible, very predictable. 19,346 people there in Chicago at the United Center. I thought the United Center held a bunch more than that. Huh. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I thought the United Center was a big arena. Huh. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. First time WWE's been there in a long time. I wonder why. But anyway, overall, again, it's not a horrible show. It's just one of those kind of show for WWE. To me, when you have these premium live events, I'm expecting big stuff, big matches. I'm expecting these 4-star, 5.5, 4.5-star matches that leave you wanting more. Oh my God, there's only 4 matches on this card, but I want more because this show over-delivered for me. This wasn't one of those. So we'll see what Mania does. I think right now WWE's kind of on cruise control, and they're not trying to do anything special. I don't get it. But anyway, my opinion. Everyone has one. Wrestling is 90% opinion, 10% fact. So yeah. Fact of the matter is, Chamber's over. We're on the road to WrestleMania. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show from the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.